So I was able to gain access to the Fragpunk closed beta, and I actually just recently learned about this game. I didn't play the closed alpha back in June, so this is my first experience with it, and it's a pretty fun game. It does a good job at not just feeling like another hero shooter Valorant clone. Fragpunk is being developed by Bad Guitar Studios, and who are they? Well, Bad Guitar Studios is a subsidiary of Thunderfire Studios, which is a subsidiary of NetEase Games, which I seem to talk about a lot in these videos. So what is Fragpunk? Basically, it's a first-person tactical hero shooter that sets itself apart by using cards that determine the rules of the rounds. And there are some pretty goofy ones. Like you can make the enemy team all have big heads, or you can wear turtle shells on your back. The game isn't a super competitive tactical shooter like Valorant or CSGO or even Spectre Divide now, but that one doesn't seem to be doing too hot right now. And just like Valorant or CSGO, the standard game mode is bomb or search and destroy, except in this game the bomb is called the converter. And if both teams tie it over time, they're thrown into a 1v1 duel, one at a time. Whichever team gets wiped out first loses, so sometimes you gotta clutch up. You can earn shards during these rounds that can be used next round, where you and your team can spend your shards on the cards to buy them instead of voting on the cards, which I think is a pretty cool design overall. I mentioned some of the goofier cards earlier, but there are a ton of different cards that all have really unique and really useful effects that can help you and your team, like removing bomb sites, taking away the enemy's ability to heal, or even covering the map in ice so you can slide around. And if you didn't get a card you liked, you can even re-roll the card for the cost of a shard. No matter what cards you choose, they all have their own use and they change the game one way or another, so it's always best to use them to your advantage. So let's talk about the heroes, or rather the Lancers. Back in the closed alpha, there were 10 playable Lancers. Well, in the beta, we actually have 12. We'll start with the original 10. Broker, Nitro, Hollow Point, Kismet, Circuit, Corona, Axon, Jaguar, Pathogen, Zephyr, and 2 new Lancers, Spider and Sonar. They all have their own unique set of abilities that refill every round, unlike games like Valorant, which require you to buy abilities or charge up ults. Speaking of ults, there aren't really any ults. Each character has 3 abilities, and some even have a 4th passive ability. My favorite characters are Zephyr, who's basically Wraith from Apex. She even has the knife and the pose. And then Axon, who's basically Octane with the guitar. The gunplay feels great, the time to kill is pretty quick in this game, headshots are pretty devastating too, and overall getting a kill in this game just feels great, like getting a little dopamine rush every time. And especially when it comes to the beautiful animations. Switching from your rifle, pistol, and knife is super smooth. You can tell they really went all out on gun and character animations. Now, one of the things I'm really not too fond of is the weapon buy system, and that's because there really isn't a weapon buy system. You can choose any weapon you want at the start of the round, and if you die, you can't use the gun for the rest of the game. The only way to keep it is to win, or get lucky enough to draw the free gun card. Or I guess you could also find one on a body after winning a round. But I just personally don't like the system, and I think they should implement some kind of buying system for the guns. I've had a ton of fun playing Fragpunk's bomb game mode, but there's another mode that the game has that actually has a lot of potential. Team Deathmatch is actually a ton of fun, and if it wasn't for the limitations of the maps, I feel like it could actually be where the gameplay and the cards really shine. Speaking of the cards, that's a little problem I see for the game, as there's pretty much no balancing. The cards are randomly drawn for each team, and one team could get a extremely lucky draw and the other a terrible draw, and usually there's not much the other team can do about it. This is why I mentioned the game isn't as competitive as games like CSGO or Valorant, but it does have a ranked mode, and there are some pretty sweaty people already, so it seems no matter how unbalanced the game is, there's always going to be a competitive player base. You can also activate a single relic every game, and these vary in effects like gaining an extra shard point with each kill at the cost of gaining shard points for winning or losing the round, or redraw a cheaper shard card for free every round, or even guarantee a redraw of higher rarity, but it's more expensive. So I really think Fragpunk has a lot of potential, and the game is pretty fun. I guess we'll see if the game is actually able to stand out from the rest on full release, or if it'll just become another hero shooter that flopped. I've had a great time playing the game, but it's not special enough to fully entice me. I'll continue playing the beta, and I'll definitely play it again whenever the full release comes out. But other than that, I don't really see myself playing it past that. So that's about all I have for today's video. However, I wanted to take a moment to thank you all, as we are finally nearing 600 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Also, make sure to use code GOLDEN for 10% off your order with Rogue Energy. The link is in the description. Anyway, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out.